All right, let me give you a little history lesson. In the year 1889, Nintendo, which I think was a guy, took some Hanafuda cards and programmed the first video game in a shack in Hokkaido, Japan. A young baby named Shigeru Miyamoto made a donkey and a Kong kiss a lot and have a baby, and now video games were real. But even though we got donkeys and Kongs here in the States, there were some of those beautiful babies that never made their way over the crashing ocean waves. Probably due to tariffs or World War II. So this week on Cartridge Blowers, we take a look at games that were only released in Japan. Until they weren't. I play as an evil version of a hero of justice, which has never happened in any media before. Vegeta Shadow Wario Dark Banjo in Rockman and Forte. It's dishonorable to jump into a luchador's mouth unless you do a triple moonsault off the top rope, but Cody does it anyway in Doki Doki Panic. And Nikki introduces us to Pete and Danny, forever my OTP, in The Firemen. All this, and we discuss Mega Man 11, which is the only game that has ever reached its 11th installment ever. It's Cartridge Blowers, episode 137. Boss fire, you get caught up in the boss fire. So anyway, back to my history lesson of the origin of video games. Next up, Charles Darwin traveled to the island of Japan in the early 1800s and supposedly found the very first Sega game. But it was just Booger Man, so he spoke of it to nobody.
YNIN's Cartridge Blowers! Starring Cody Coleman, Nikki Wright, Matt Krua, and no one else. Cartridge Blowers. Hello everybody, and welcome to YNIN's Cartridge Blowers, the show where we give video games a second chance to make a first impression. I'm Cody Coleman, and with me as always is Nikki Wright.
Hello. I was totally prepared. How's it going?
You were. I saw like the look in your eye and as you're getting ready. Anyway, Matt, you're also here. What's up, buddy?
Did you see the look in my eye?
I did. It's a little concerning, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to talk about video games today.
Can we kick one person from the stream intentionally? No.
Goodbye, Cody.
Bye.
But, alright, anyway, this is the show where in the second half we play video games based around a theme. And this week the theme is games that were pretty much never made it to America from Japan. They were stuck in Japan for a little while, but we kind of all cheated, I think. But that's fine. We'll get to it a little bit later. That's all right. Either way, that's going to be the second half of the show. Until then, you got to hear us jibber jabber and talk on and all that stuff. Unless you're watching us on YouTube, which you can every other week on youtube.com/YNINpod, where you could skip ahead by clicking on the timestamp in the description below. But if you're watching us live on Twitch, as you can every week, it's not a release week, on twitch.tv/Cartridge Blowers, you just got to listen to us talk. And, you know, honestly, that's really where all the fun comes. Like, video games are one thing, but we're hilarious. Matt, tell a joke.
Okay, so this should be video game related because of the show?
Yeah, sure, let's do it.
Okay, so what did Mario say to the princess when he couldn't save the princess? What did he say to her? What did he say to her?
What did he? I don't know. What did he say?
What did he say to her?
When she got kidnapped by he was like, looks like you're the princess in another castle. Because
anyway, that's this show. We probably have video game related things to talk about. That's not that on our journey to playing those games.
Good at improv.
He's very tired.
That was okay.
If you want to listen to the improv, we have all the new food groups in the highlights on
That
Twitch.
video's hilarious. It's not video game related, but pretend.
It's pretty good though. Yeah. But what do we play this week? Anything good? Anything worth talking?
I play a lot of video games.
Did you?
I just played 3 mix, so Matt, take it away.
Yeah, go ahead,
I'm sorry,
buddy.
guys. I played a lot of video games. I'm so sorry.
It's fine, buddy. I played a couple myself, so go ahead.
So the theme for this week is games that never came over from Japan, and I actually played 2 games that never came over from Japan.
Really?
In the arcades. So if you were paying attention to Stuff Weekly, you know that I went to the Dragon Convention here in the great city of Atlanta over the course of last weekend. And the people I met were, when I got there, they were in the gaming room at the Dragon Convention. And to me, I hadn't been to any sort of convention in a very long time. The last time was probably an anime convention in like maybe 2005.
Okay.
And what I remember is a gaming room smelly. This one was not. It was very large, and it was full of arcade machines instead of TVs with consoles hooked up. Mostly the machines were imports. There were some classic arcade games that were kind of neat to see. Like I didn't even know there was a Bomberman arcade game.
There was?
Apparently, yeah, based on the original NES Bomberman.
Oh.
Or maybe reversed. Maybe NES Bomberman is based on the arcade one. I have no idea.
Oh, man, which came first, the Bomberman or the egg? Let's look.
I don't,
Go ahead.
I don't think there's eggs in that game, but
hey,
they're
not
bombs.
the first one.
There
are eggs in the one with like the kangaroo things you ride on.
So kangaroos don't lay it. Anyway, so
Yeah,
I
know.
All the games were on free play. I decided to dick around and mess with some things. And the notable games that I want to talk about is I played a game called Jubeat.
Okay.
Which roll with me. It's
All right.
a Bimani game. If you don't know what a Bimani game is,
Bimani games are great.
right? Yeah, it's a genre essentially started by Konami back when they made video games. That started with a game called Pop and Music. And from there, you've got stuff like DDR, Beatmania, or I guess it really started with Beatmania, I guess, actually. Beatmania, which is the DJ turntable game, Drum Mania, Guitar Mania, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They're basically arcade rhythm games.
Okay.
And Jubeat kind of continues that trend. It's a more modern one, which takes a lot of cues from Pop and Music. Pop and Music is... instead of having an instrument or using your feet, it's just a bunch of buttons that you have to press, almost like a very large game of Simon. But you're playing it along to music, right? As keys come down the screen.
That's cool.
Right. In Jubeat, you've got a large grid of panels, and the panels light up in accordance with the song that you're listening to.
Oh, I played that at SGDQ. It was
Did
awesome.
you? It was a lot of fun, yeah. It also has a very large, weird cube at the top of the arcade machine for no reason.
Yeah, it's a really weird looking machine, but damn it, that game is really good.
Yeah, I looked up at the cube for a while, and I'm like, is there supposed to be a game here? And the person who was next to me was like, nah, man, that's just a cube. And I'm like, okay. So cool. I played 3 songs on it, and I mean, I'm pretty decent at rhythm games. Like I was pretty good at Rock Band back in the day, and Drum Mania I'm pretty decent at. But like I did okay here. I got an A, 2 A's and an S. So I was pretty happy with my performance. They had a song from Castlevania and that I really enjoyed. And I also played I want to say, I think it was like just Eine Kleine Nacht Music or something that I started with. So something basic. I tried to pick songs that I knew because you're always going to do better the first time at songs that you know.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that was a fun game. I also played a game that was made by Square Enix and released in arcades. And this game is called Gunslinger Stratos.
Of course, that's such an SE name. Isn't
it? Gunslinger Stratos. And I'm not sure which one I was playing. There are apparently 4 games in this one. But Gunslinger Stratos is a shooting game, not unlike, say, Time Crisis, right? You've got your guns attached to the arcade machine. But you have 2 pistols for one person. It's a 1-player game. And you have 2 pistols. And you have joysticks on the back so you can move around because it's in this sort of 3D arena. And
interesting.
and you can jump and dash and hover. It's really interesting. And then the guns have magnets on them. And when you magnetize the guns together in different formations, they turn into different guns.
Ah, cool. I've seen that anime.
I mean, apparently there's an anime on this, so maybe you have.
Maybe I literally, yeah.
But yeah, so it was an interesting game to play. I would need more practice at it. It was very not pick up and playable. Like I tied, which that sucked. Like I didn't know you could tie because it's a 4v4 type of thing.
Okay.
And since there was only one machine, you just had 3 AI on your team. I think if like in a real Japanese arcade, you can link the machines together to have actual 8-player battles.
Okay.
But don't quote me on that one. But
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, it seems like the thing to do, and the character select screen seemed like it allowed for that. Luckily, there was like a 13-year-old kid there who apparently was fucking Gunslinger Stratos fan number fucking 1. And he was like, "Oh yeah, no, if you just take these guns and you put them like this, you make a machine gun, and it's just so much better." And like he was just coaching me as I was playing. I was like, "Yes, thank you, 13-year-old kid. This is great." So yeah, I played those 2 games. Those are the only notable games I really played. I did watch someone play a game called Bone Eater.
Bone Eater?
Which is a great name for a video game. It's the newest game in Konami's Silent Scope series.
They're still making Silent Scope games?
Apparently, yeah. Konami's Silent Scope Sniper series. This one, you have a sniper rifle that you put your eye into, and it has sort of a different camera inside the gun. So you're seeing different things on the screen and the gun.
They all do.
Yeah, but this one, it was really weird. I didn't like it. It made me feel bad in my brain. I didn't like Bone Eater.
Okay. That's good.
So yeah. And then in home games I've been playing, I played the Mega Man 11 demo on Twitch earlier tonight.
Yeah, I downloaded the demo too. What'd you think of it?
It's good. It's a little tough. It's kind of hard.
Yeah, it is hard. Like in
a good way. Like I felt it, you know.
Yeah, I didn't make it. I didn't make it to Brightman.
Wait, Brightman.
Yeah.
Wait.
Or whatever the one boss.
Blockman.
Blockman. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't make it that far.
Different bosses. What?
That would have been cool.
Yeah,
no, upper left. I didn't make it to that guy.
Okay. Yeah, it's yeah. So
it's
Blockman.
Hard. And it's weird. Like you get. Like you don't just have a charge attack anymore. Now you have like you can slow down time, and you have some other kind of charge attack, but like they're limited. They'll overheat, but you can use them both at the same time. And I'm like, I'm just gonna shoot with my Mega Buster. That's
you want to turn them like the speed, the power up, the increasing your weapon power doesn't seem to matter as much, but the slow down time thing is.
That's how I beat the mini boss.
Almost overpowered.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. If it didn't last for such a short time, I would say it's game breaking.
Yeah.
But it's a really cool addition, and it remains to be seen how it kind of works. When I got to the boss and fought him, the bosses seem to have different modes. So like Blockman fought me regularly, and then like he turned into a giant Blockman form. And had a different mode, and then I beat that, and they had a third form, and that was
all
neat.
Dr. Wily.
And I'm okay with that.
All right.
I want 8 Dr. Wileys, and then I fight more Dr. Wileys, and then finally I have to kill Dr. Wily.
Cool.
But it feels like a Mega Man game. The 3D graphics look pretty good, and I feel like they fit the style a lot more than some other 3D attempts at Mega Man. I would say the music's pretty subpar. Compared to what I think of Mega Man music. It reminds me of Mega Man 8's, but just kind of less memorable. It just seems boring.
Yeah.
Which is a bummer because music's a big part of Mega Man.
It is. Did you? Maybe I just didn't make it far enough in the level, but I didn't notice checkpoints. Like every time I died, I started over.
There are 2, and they are very far away.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you make it to the mini boss. I beat the mini boss. I died. I still didn't have a checkpoint.
Yeah, there's a checkpoint like a screen or 2 after the mini boss, I think.
Yeah, Damn.
And then you fight the mini boss again later, but he's harder. So
Cool.
that mini boss was a jerk and a half, I thought.
Yeah.
So yeah, I played that. It was pretty good. I think that comes out next month. And then I've been playing a game called Dead Cells, which I've been waiting to talk about for a while because, I mean, it's early. There's a lot of really good games coming out this fall. And I mean, I could go play Spider-Man tomorrow and have a different story. But right now, this is my game of the year.
Really?
It's really good.
All right,
really,
explain
really
Dead
good.
Cells.
So it is a 2D roguelite sort of, I want to say Metroidvania.
Okay.
But the exploration is only like part of the equation, right? Because in a Metroidvania game, it's all about let's explore this map.
Yeah.
You've got to explore this map, and you'll find new items that let you explore different parts of this map. Here, the maps are randomly generated every single time you come back to life.
Oh, cool.
And so there's exploration to be done because if you go down different paths, you'll find different items. But that doesn't matter as much as the combat. And that's where the game really shines. It is just such a blast to kill things in that game. One thing I pointed out when I was streaming that earlier as well, it's a very small touch. And just talking about it here doesn't make you realize just how important it is. But it's a game where touching enemies doesn't hurt you.
Oh, wait, I think I've heard you say something about this.
Yeah, every enemy instead has a tell for their attacks. And so if you ever get hit, it's pretty much your fault. You're not paying attention and you're doing things wrong because you've got all the tools to take them out. You've got a dodge roll, you've got a double jump, you can roll right past them and hit them from behind, and you've got all sorts of weapons because you're picking up randomized weapons every single time you play.
Right.
And eventually you can get permanent upgrades to your character so that you're starting with better weapons or that the drops are more high quality. But it forces you to play differently every time. So, like, for instance, I really, really like having a weapon that can freeze enemies. But if I don't get one, then I've got to adjust my play style. And so this time, the one I did on stream just now, I got a pretty long run. I played for about 25 minutes before dying horribly. And I ended up getting this bow that shot like 4 arrows and they poisoned. And so I was just doing range attacks. But then in another run, I might get a sword that causes bleed damage. And so I got to get up and go up close and personal. And it causes you to play differently a lot. And so the game doesn't get old, even though you're dying and starting over again and again and again.
That's cool. So it kind of sounds like maybe a better Rogue Legacy.
Yeah, so that's how I would describe it. If you played Rogue Legacy, which I liked Rogue Legacy a lot. I think Dead Cells is like Rogue Legacy, but the full realized potential of it. Dead Cells is like Rogue Legacy didn't really have super satisfying combat. It had cool exploration and it had cool sort of progression abilities. Dead Cells has that same stuff, but it just has this really, really satisfying combat.
Cool.
Like it's just, and it also falls on this perfect spectrum that I found where I really, really want to play one more run, but you kind of die in really good bite-sized chunks wherein like I can just stop playing after 30 minutes.
That's awesome.
Or you can kind of just save wherever. So, you know.
So is this PC only or is it on consoles?
It is on all consoles and PCs. So
how much it cost?
I think it's $15.
No, that's not
might
bad
be 20. Might be 20. I might be wrong.
Still not
but
bad.
it's worth 20. Yeah, and like there's all these different systems. There's a different challenge room that shows up every day. They're generated by the devs, I believe. There are speedrun doors where if you play the game fast enough, then you get to do special challenges. But if you don't and you get to the door, it'll tell you how late you are, and that's very depressing. Like I can normally get to the first speedrun door in time with like 20 seconds left. But then by the time I get to the second one, it's like, oh, this door locked 13 minutes ago. Fuck. But you know, and you're unlocking these different skills and stuff as you go along. It's really good, and it's pretty. Yeah, I highly recommend it. Go watch the Twitch stream if you are interested in how it plays. Pardon me. It's good.
Awesome. You play anything else? Oh, okay. Nikki, you said you played 3 Mix. Is that all you played?
That's all. Well, I played 3 Mix and the game of try not to let work kill you.
Oh, man, that game is hard.
Yeah, I've been playing that one too.
Yeah.
Man. Well,
No speed strats for that one.
no. What's your PB?
So far, 32.
Years, not not minutes. All right, cool.
Right.
Awesome. I played a couple things. I played 11, which we've already spoken of, and I also
No. You
I'm
can't
sorry,
just
Mega
call-
Man
You
11.
can't just call it 11, man.
Since
Just
11
call it
is
11.
Final
Excited
Fantasy.
I got before I realized what you were talking about.
I'm sorry, Mega Man 11. I played that.
I'm sure that's exactly why Matt interjected too.
I'm sure.
I was like, Cody, you're gonna confuse Nikki. Don't do that.
I apologize.
Oh man.
I also got Captain Toad for the Switch.
Oh, neat.
And I've been
heard
playing.
really
It's a
fun.
lot of fun. Like, I love the little Captain Toad games that were in the Mario 3D World, and this is just more of that. A little bit more complex, and there's a pretty good amount of replayability. Once you beat a level, it unlocks a special hide and seek mode where you get Pixel Toad. So there's reasons to go back and replay, and it's fun. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, if you like the stuff from 3D World, great for the Switch.
I watched a video sort of review of it on this channel called The Completionist.
Yeah.
Where the guy completes games 100%, and he did Captain Toad for Switch, and said like the hide and seek Toad thing seems really easy.
It is so far, but I'm only like a couple levels in. I'm not super far into it, so I'm kind of hoping it gets a little bit more difficult. But from what I understand, the game is pretty fast, which is one knock against it. Like I believe I read a couple people saying that they were able to complete everything in 2 days, which is maybe a little bit too fast. It is one of the cheaper Switch games at $40, but that's still maybe a bit much if you're gonna just plow through it that quickly. I don't anticipate it being that quick for me, but it's fun. And then
it also like one last thing. Sorry.
Sure, yeah.
So the Wii U version of Captain Toad and the Switch version have different levels.
Really?
Yeah, so it's not just a straight port. So they added some Mario Odyssey levels.
Yes, you can unlock those with the
Captain Toad.
amiibos from Odyssey.
Right.
Yeah.
But in the Wii U version, there were a bunch of 3D World levels,
Interesting.
and they took those out.
Ah, that's too bad.
So like they had Super Bell Hill, the very first level, and it's just gone.
Well, that's too bad.
I don't know why they would do that.
Like, admittedly, if I were to choose between the two, I'd take Odyssey. But
Odyssey is a better game, which is crazy to say, because if you had asked me maybe 2 years ago, I would have said I think 3D World's my favorite Mario.
Agreed. Yeah. No, it was the best one until Odyssey. Absolutely.
Certainly my favorite 3D Mario.
Yeah. So there's that. And then I picked up a mobile game because Google said, "Hey, would you like $5 free to buy a game?" I said, "Sure." And then I found in the Play Store a game that I played a long time ago for the NES that I remember liking quite a bit, that got a re-release on the Wii, and now is apparently available for mobile. So I picked it up. It's Boy and His Blob. And I know Matt doesn't like the game, but
I fucking hate a Boy and His Blob.
yeah,
That game is such trash.
I enjoyed it. Replaying it, I still like it. I'm not sure. Like, I remember a Boy and His Blob being a bit more open world to an extent, where you run around the city and sewers and stuff like that, and you throw the jelly beans, and you have all the jelly beans available to you, and you have to pick the right one for the situation at hand, and then you move on, you progress, you ultimately make it to Blobonia, all this stuff. In this one, it's a bit more, it's a bit easier, where each level is more like overworld Mario style, where you go to a level and then you're given the jelly beans you need for that level. If you've never played a Boy and His Blob, the premise is you meet a blob from another world. He really likes jelly beans. You give him the right jelly bean. He eats it. He turns into a thing that you can use to solve puzzles. And in this one, you're given the jelly beans you need for that level. You're not given any more or any less. And you make it to the end of the level, and that's that. So it's very much, it's a very siloed experience. As far as the controls are concerned, they're great, especially for a mobile game. I never find myself touching doing something that I did not intend to do, which is a case for a lot of touch control games. So especially for a platform, like this is a full-on regular game. It's not a puzzle game. It's not made for touch. Essentially, it's not freemium. It's all in one package. Play it as if it were a console game, but you have touch controls, and for some reason they work. So I like it, but it's easier than the original, and I don't know if I like.
Well, it's probably easier than the original because the original was unintelligible at times.
It probably, and I may be misremembering it too. So there's that. Like I may just be wrong in my memory of it. It's been a very long time.
So this is a straight up port of the Wii version then, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Well, as far as I'm aware.
I played the Wii version.
Okay.
And I liked it. I did like it better. But I still didn't love it. The only thing I really truly enjoyed about the Wii version of A Boy and His Blob is there's a dedicated hug button.
Yeah, there's a hug button here too.
You can just give your blob a hug anytime you want. That's real cute. I like that.
And that's really all that it does, as far as I can tell. So it's just you love your friend, and that's all there is. Yeah. So that's it. That's pretty much all I played. Yeah.
All right.
I do have some stuff down. Future? I have some stuff in the new crap, but let's just get into playing our games. How about that? Unless you have a thing you want to talk about.
I didn't really have too much. They announced Civ 6 for Switch.
Oh, dude, really?
Yeah, which is pretty crazy. I don't know how that game would play on Switch, but I'm interested to find out.
Okay, cool. Well, that's way better than the stuff that I had written down anyway. So let's get into playing some games. All right. So this week, like I said at the beginning of the episode, our theme is games that never made it to America from Japan. They may have made it to other countries, but they never quite made it here. And Matt, you're going to start us out.
Okay. So my game was only released in Japan until it wasn't. So I played the Super Nintendo game Rockman and Forte, which, if you want those translated to their American names, it's Mega Man and Bass. It is a Super Nintendo game that is based on the Mega Man 8 engine, which was a game exclusive to the 32-bit systems. And its whole gimmick is that you get to play as Mega Man or his rival Bass. And Bass plays very differently, though they go through the same levels. Mega Man plays like Mega Man. Bass he can shoot in all 8 directions. Okay. And he has a double jump, but he cannot run and shoot.
That's right.
Yeah. So that's kind of where things differ. It was released in 1998 on the Super Famicom, but it did get a North American release on the Game Boy Advance about 5 years later, on 2003.
Okay.
As far as I know, actually, that GBA release is the only time that game has been re-released. I don't think it's been in any of the collections, which is kind of crazy because I think it's canon to the storyline, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, so it takes a lot of Mega Man 8 stuff. There are 4 of the 8 Mega Man 8 bosses are in it, plus 4 original bosses, but all original levels, some original music. And it's interesting. It's a good game, though pretty hard. It's a pretty tough game, but I mean, it is a Mega Man
games
game.
Aren't easy, so as Nikki can attest.
It was the last one released in the classic Mega Man franchise until Mega Man 9 in 2008. So 10 years pass. between this game and the sequel, essentially.
It was bad enough to kill the franchise. All right, cool.
Exactly. So let's give Mega Man a base a shot.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
So I am playing with a slightly translated version of the SNES game.
Okay.
Slightly translated, not fully. So you can see that the title is not, but the menu is. Not sure why there's no sound. There it is.
Ours has sound.
Okay. So yeah, I guess it restarted. That's weird. But yeah, so there's the menu. And there's a whole database thing here where you can collect information on like all the characters from the franchise's history by finding these discs and levels. And you'll see me collect a couple. So I selected base because he's unique to this game. Why wouldn't I? Base also has a dash, whereas Mega Man has his slide. So he can dash kind of like Mega Man X.
That's cool.
And again, he's got that 8-way shot, which is pretty cool. His shot, however, despite being 8 directions, is not as powerful as Mega Man's Buster. So, we kind of do with it as we can.
Some pretty good balancing.
Yeah. The graphics for this game are pretty killer for the SNES. I mean, it is 1998, whereas the last Super Nintendo game in America was 96, I think.
Oh, wow, okay.
With the release of the 64. So this game came out 2 years after the system's pretty essential death.
Interesting. That's cool. I didn't know that.
And there are a lot of elements that are taken straight from Mega Man 8, which again was a PlayStation Saturn exclusive. A lot of the graphics for the characters are from that game. The enemies we face many of them are from that game. This segment coming up here, I think, is actually in Mega Man 8. Oh, I died, by the way. I didn't make a 1-inch jump.
Sorry, go ahead.
In this segment, we've got to kind of get through the boat here. Luckily, since base can shoot in different directions, it's pretty easy to shoot these turrets. I can just kind of rain death on them from above, and actually shoot their shots out of the air, which I don't think you could in Mega Man 8. So,
do Mega Man and Base both get the same weapons from killing Robot Masters?
That's a good question. I haven't played this game enough to figure that out because I didn't actually play as Mega Man at all. I know that Base does get weapons from the bosses, and they don't seem to be like any sort of base unique version that I can tell. So I would assume they get the same weapons, which is a little different from say Mega Man X3 where you play, or it might be 4 where you play as Zero. I got behind the Sniper Joe and he just never turns around because his AI is bad. But in Mega Man X4 you play as Zero and get completely different weapons from the boss. So
oh man, angry cats in the background.
Stop there, King. What are you doing in the museum? I finally got all the robot data CDs. With this info, I'll create a powerful army that not even Dr. Light could stop. Hey, who's this? Another pest? I'm out of here. No, stop there. Good, let's play.
What?
He wants to do a let's play. And then he fucking chops Proto Man in half.
Shit.
So that's King. This may be fun. Hey, scumbag, get out of my way now. And so Proto Man's battered body teleports away.
Oh, it's like Yellow Guy, but...
You insist on getting yourself killed, eh? Well, maybe he'll give you a hand, haha. So yeah, this is the Green Devil, who is actually a boss in the Wily levels in Mega Man 8. But he acts a lot differently from his appearance there, even though his design is the same. In that game, he had like grates where he sort of traveled around the level and would come out of the floor at you. Here, he's completely stationary.
He's a first level mini boss.
Right, exactly. So maybe you fight him again later, and he's got the same and got more advanced patterns.
Yeah, I would imagine.
But like, it's just a matter of tearing open his sort of cloaca there, I guess, and giving him what for. This is a weird Mega Man game in that you can save your file.
Cool.
I don't think you can do that in 8 even. You can see at the bottom there's a shop, and we have 3 bosses to pick from, and then we unlock more bosses depending on which bosses we beat. So it's a weird system here.
This is pretty different. Yeah.
Yeah. So I decided to pick Cold Man because Cold Man is one of the 4 original bosses who is not from Mega Man 8. I also had Astro Man, who is a Mega Man 8 boss, available to me. That enemy is both of those enemies are from Mega Man 8, but they have very different AI scripts. So these guys, they drop items and then they fly off with the items. And if I get them fast enough, then I can, get a free item. I don't know how to get those power-ups in there. I'm assuming I need a weapon. Same with that CD, that delicious CD. Ugh.
And you gotta eat it and get all the datas.
Well, I want datas. I want datas for breakfast. Data for breakfast? Yes. And then a rat bus shows up and we have data. There's an extra life.
Like information.
So we're just kind of progressing through this level. Whew, double jump saved me there. And there we got a disc. So now if we go check the thing, we can unlock the disc. We couldn't get that one because Bass can't slide. Only Mega Man can.
Oh, cool.
So you have to play through with both characters to get all the unlockables.
This is a very pretty game.
Yeah, again, this is a Super Nintendo game, but
it looks really good. Like, I know you said it was like one of the last games released, and you can tell.
Yeah.
Because the graphics look so nice.
Yeah, it's crisp.
Yeah.
I mean, Mega Man 8's a very pretty game. There's a lot of good animations to it, and this game apes it a lot, and for good reason. This boss sucks. I don't know if there are good and fun Mega Man mini bosses. Like,
yeah.
All Mega Man mini bosses seem to just be the hot garbage. And again, there's an area I couldn't get in because Bass can't slide. Only Mega Man can. But there will be areas that only Bass can get to because he can double jump. So it's interesting. I don't know if your save files transfer. Like if I start a new game as Mega Man, could I get all the CDs I got as Bass? I don't know.
Does Bass have a rush?
He does. So Bass's rush is a dog called Trouble.
Okay.
And he's kind of a big wolf thing. I don't actually have him here in this game.
Okay.
I mean, like in canon, he exists.
Okay.
You don't need him because, Rush, his whole deal is he bounces you, right?
Right.
But, Bass can double jump, so what do I need that for?
Those fucking battle bots, man.
Yeah. In Mega Man, I think 9 or 10, where you can play as Bass, you can get Trouble, and he kind of turns into sort of a jetpack for you.
Oh my god, Trouble is so cute.
Yeah, Trouble's very adorable. For being an evil robot dog.
There are no evil robot dogs.
One thing that...
don't know that they're good yet.
They gotta learn.
They gotta learn.
One thing I noticed here that I've never seen any other Mega Man game do is Bass has a sort of... you'll see it here. Since my energy is low, he looks hurt.
Oh, he does. Look at that.
His idle animation has changed. So Bass can only rapid fire. I cannot charge shots.
That double jump is really helping you out, though.
Oh, yeah. No, I can dodge this guy's attacks pretty easy.
Does he do anything else? Oh, there he goes. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna... Oh, shit. He made some kind of trap on the ground. Ah! Luckily, it didn't kill me, so... I think this is the same boss music from Mega Man 8, but don't quote me on that one. But a lot of the other music is original.
Is this one of the Mega Man 8 bosses that you said?
No, again, this guy's original to Rockman and Forte. Yeah, it's odd that they never did a Cold Man.
Yeah.
It seems pretty basic, but there it is. So yeah, I figured out the trick to the traps easily, which was just to keep in the air.
Yeah, man.
And then it's just kind of wail on him. But I got him to half health, and he starts a new phase, which is a lot easier. He starts sending those cloud monsters after me, but since Bass can just switch his direction on the fly, they're no problem. I can just stay stationary.
This does seem like it would be harder as Mega Man.
Yeah, for sure. I want to say that Base takes less damage than Mega Man, even though he deals less too. So I mean, I might be wrong. But yeah, this boss is pretty easy. And I don't know if it's just that like I figured him out when you normally wouldn't, or like maybe it's just a consequence of me being stationary. But I mean, like he's kind of
definitely doesn't look like much of a challenge.
No, I've got a loop here, which is not a thing you can normally get in a Mega Man boss fight.
Yeah.
Because normally in Mega Man boss fights, there's a degree of randomness to them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if that's just a limitation of the Super Nintendo.
Maybe.
But yeah, we got him.
So what's Base's story? Is he a bad guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was built by Dr. Wily out of basenium.
Basenium?
Yeah, it's a metal. It's real, probably.
Sure.
And Dr. Wily basically wanted his own base, and or his own Mega Man, and so he made one.
Okay.
And Base is like, your average rival Vegeta Shadow the Hedgehog character, and that Dr. Wily made him, and then he's like, fuck you, Dr. Wily.
Yeah.
And I do what I want.
So there's a reason to be able to play as him.
Right.
Yeah.
And I got Ice Wall, and that power looks real bad. It was terrible.
All right, cool. So I'm assuming you loved it.
Yeah, it's a really fun game.
Yeah.
I don't know if I go back to it just because I have Mega Man Legacy Collection on the Switch, right?
Right.
And so, like, I don't know why that game isn't in it.
Yeah.
There's so many quality of life improvements from that Legacy Collection that I find it hard to go back to the originals.
Understandable. Yeah. Maybe they're just waiting for the re-release of the Legacy
Possibly.
Collection.
Yeah. Legacy Collection 3, and they put that in like soccer.
Yeah. Soccer is just such a great game.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Perfect in every way.
Cool. I think I have me up next. I played a game that was never released from Japan.
Until it was.
I played a game that almost everyone has played, but probably not in its original form. It started in Japan as an advertisement for, I believe, some kind of like festival or something. Nintendo wanting a sequel to their popular Mario game, but thinking that the original was just too hard for American audiences, they decided, why don't we reskin this other game called Doki Doki Panic and make Super Mario Bros. 2. So, most of you have probably played it as Super Mario Bros. 2 in the US. I played Doki Doki Panic for the show. It is largely the same game, but there are some differences beyond the character changes. Not much else to say other than that, so why don't we get into it?
All right.
And here we go. Our Famicom Disk System.
Yeah. Is this our first FDS game?
It is.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I think like the thing that most whoa, that's the credits music from Mario 2.
There you go.
Oh, that was cool. Okay. I've never actually played Doki Doki Panic.
I had not either until now.
I love Mario 2.
You played the entirety of the thing in 10 minutes for our show. So.
Yeah, I adore Mario 2. Oh, flip the disc.
Yep. I was having a hard time getting the damn thing to start, but I eventually got it. It told me to wait, and that was a good sign.
The Famicom Disk System was not great.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I decided I would play who I think is the Peach equivalent.
Good choice.
Yeah. So I think her name is Mama. And as you can see, pretty much the very same introduction right there. Shy Guys Abound.
Man, these sprites are so familiar.
Right?
Yeah. Whoa.
So the sound effect is different.
Yeah, they scream horribly when they die.
Yeah. Yeah, the sounds are different. You don't shrink when you get hit.
Okay. That's actually really disadvantageous.
Yeah. And you instead of a mushroom, it's a heart. Instead of a potion, it's a lamp.
This is Peach, though.
This is Peach. However, like Peach, if I remember correctly, doesn't she kind of stay a horizontal course for a while before she starts to fall? She does not. Mama does not. She keeps going up and then
just different.
Yeah, she floats in an arc continuously. It's slower.
Interesting.
Also, the POW blocks are still here, which I'm pretty sure is a Mario arcade
straight
staple?
up. That's from Mario Brothers.
Yeah. So, for some reason, those were in the original game. I don't know why. And that bird never comes back in any other Mario games. I don't know
That
why.
music was even slightly different. Like
I was just gonna say it sounds.
and the instruments were different.
Yeah.
This seems pretty much on point, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, although I don't quite recall the water feeling like it was moving that fast in the waterfall.
Yeah.
Like, so it was moving so fast that it kind of looked like it was moving up.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, it's interesting.
The music's faster, it seems like.
Yeah. And the Shy Guys are kind of like off color a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep. Cody just wants to destroy everything.
I do. I wanted to blow it up real bad.
Oh, wow. Normally I have to duck jump to get up there.
Right? Whoa.
The eagle is a luchador.
I was going to say, what? And Birdo screeches at you.
Yeah.
I guess it's better than Mario Advance, where she is like, oh, hello there.
Well, yeah.
I'll get that heart. Get that heart.
I need it.
All right.
Wow, that's boring looking.
Right? The slot machine's a lot less interesting.
For sure. And more difficult.
Yeah.
So
sad.
Also, you may have noticed that you can't change characters between 1-1 and 1-2.
interesting.
It's only at the different worlds.
What about when you die?
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't go for the fast carpet thing, because it's really easy to execute.
Right.
I didn't want to risk it. So here are the masks. The masks, I think, even looks maybe slightly different.
They do. They don't look as creepy.
Right?
Because I definitely remember being freaked the fuck out over them as a child.
Right?
Let's see, is there a sniffet here? There is, okay. Oh, you gotta kill him, Cody. He's too annoying.
It's alright. I'm not gonna risk it.
Oh, God.
I got it. It's okay. I'm still good.
I think, like, most people who play, older games know what Doki Doki Panic is. But, like, I think that's, like, the most known video game trivia.
It probably.
It really is.
Yeah.
Like,
though it's still...
Did you know?
Just a lot of little differences.
Gosh, like, one of the streamers I watch uploaded, like, several videos to YouTube where he had played, like, Mario 1, US 2, and 3, like, in a single go. And, like, every comment was like, this isn't really the original Mario 2. And it's like, no,
yes, we all know.
Shit.
Right.
We all know that.
I like how it's BOM as bomb.
Yeah.
Was it that way in US 2 as well?
No, it's BOMB.
Good.
Wow, you can just... Okay, so you're jumping really high.
Yeah, her jumps are pretty good.
Or the platforms are like 1 pixel lower. I'm not sure. Like, I would be interested to see the Luigi character.
Right.
You don't. I'm sorry.
Oh. These sound effects are gonna kind of haunt me.
Yeah.
Right? The sound effects are much creepier.
I'm pretty sure you're playing Peach, but I'm wondering if you aren't playing Luigi.
You might be playing Luigi, because Luigi always did that, that like arc that you're doing.
Oh, maybe this
that
is
kind
Luigi.
of floaty arc.
I'm gonna look it up. Which Doki Doki Panic characters?
There you go.
And honestly, I'm glad some of these sound effects are different in the US version.
Because they're worse in this version.
Oh yeah, no, the sound effects are awful in this game.
Also, like, I ran right through those cherries and did not pick them up. They
I noticed that the hitboxes are awful.
Yeah, they go behind your head. You have to hit them with your
You didn't
crotch.
get the clock?
No, I didn't.
I also feel like in the US version, like, and maybe I'm recalling like the All-Stars version, but I feel like the cherries and the POW, like there's some animation to them.
Yeah.
And they're stoic in this game.
Dude, you forgot the potion.
Yeah, I did. I couldn't remember where to pick it up. I thought it was closer, but I guess it wasn't.
You are playing as Luigi.
Okay, well that makes a bit more sense.
Mama has the ability to jump higher, and Luigi takes her place. However, Luigi can jump higher than Mama, so...
Oh, interesting. Look at those, the creepy
pudding
clown
cups.
faces. Yeah.
I don't like any part of that. I don't like any...
I don't either.
What's the point? Like, why?
Well,
Ooh, that was a cool damage boost.
yeah,
though.
it didn't work out for me, but yeah.
So it's really interesting. So, like, these characters were from, like, a Fuji TV tie-in.
Yeah.
And, like, these characters have these abilities that they have because, you know, that was what they had in whatever the Fuji TV thing was. But, like a lot of these abilities have been carried over.
Yeah.
Luigi's higher jump comes from this game.
Huh.
And, like, so does Peach's floating ability, and she's got that in Smash.
Yeah.
And Luigi's got his higher jump in, like, every game almost after this.
Well, and like
no.
Shy Guys have become
Oh, yeah,
like
you know.
a staple villain.
Shy Guys, Birdo appears a lot. Ninjas appear.
Yeah. Pokey.
Yeah.
Sparky.
I can't remember the official name, but like the Stacky Cactus is
Pokey.
originally.
Yeah, Pokey.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I like
there are a lot
Stacky
of...
Cactus personally.
Like, I don't really know... I mean, and this game has had a lot of influence. Like, if you look at Mario 3D World, it's really a spiritual sequel in a lot of ways to Mario 2. Just with the cast and the way that they play in that game.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, the Doki Doki Panic's odd influence on the Mario franchise as a whole is very strange to behold.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, Shy Guys were a big part of, like, I would say nowadays they're more closely associated with, like, Yoshi.
Yeah, until Yoshi's Island, they didn't really do a whole lot else in the Mario franchise, but now they're fucking all over the place.
Ninjas appeared in World, and they've appeared in more recent games. Those guys right there.
Yeah.
Wow, that luchador is really fucking you up, huh?
Yeah.
I don't think there's a Sparky on that platform in the original or in Mario 2.
Mouser never comes back. Wart never comes back.
None of the bosses here come back.
Yeah. The giant crab
I think
creature.
Clawgrave actually comes back. I'm pretty
Does he?
sure. I don't remember in what. Oh God.
Yeah, I'm not doing too great with Mouser. I've forgotten how to play him. It's been so long. It's not the fault of Doki Doki Panic.
No, God, don't die.
This is
Oh,
where
God,
I
you're
remember
done.
you can pick it up.
Oh no.
You did it.
Not here, but soon.
Spoiler alert, Cody.
Yeah.
Gosh, I was hoping you'd win.
Well, maybe I will.
See, that was good.
Yeah. That was not.
I feel like the bombs go off a little faster.
Yeah.
Or maybe.
I think everything is like sped up to a certain degree.
Right.
Yeah.
And I also
you had, like, no iframes, it seemed.
toward the end there, I kept picking it up, throwing it, and then recatching it again, which was not what I wanted to happen. But
Sure.
that's my fault. So yeah. But yeah, Doki Doki Panic's fun. Super Mario Brothers 2 is better, I think. But yeah, it was really interesting to see all the little differences between the two that I did not expect to be there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Beryl
There-
says,
Go ahead.
I love how Mario 2 makes this game less terrifying, which I didn't think was possible after being so creeped out by the eagle doors in the one we played as kids.
Right?
And yeah, going into an eagle's
doors
mouth.
and like the mask that chases you, just creepy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's a dream world, right? So there's got to be some nightmare stuff.
So we're led to believe that it's a dream world, but have you ever read the intro to the game?
Right, yeah. So like Mario goes into a tour.
Right, but like in the beginning, it says that he was sleeping and he had a dream about all of this stuff, and then he wakes up and goes to a cave and sees exactly what he saw in the dream, and then the game begins.
But then the end of the game is he wakes up in his bed.
Right, but like the intro contradicts that. Is all I'm saying.
The intro is text, and the ending is graphics, and they worked harder on graphics, and so. Due to the effort, I say the dream is canon. I mean, they're all actors, so it doesn't matter.
Right, exactly. It's all a play. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, Nikki, you're up next.
Yeah, I played the Firemen. Firemen, not the Fireman. Which was a game that was only released in Japan until it wasn't. It was released in Europe. It never came stateside, so I'm counting it. It's a game where you play as firemen.
What?
Ah, man.
Right?
I would never have guessed.
Amazing.
Yep. All
It was
right.
for the Super Nintendo. Let's get going.
Sure,
Yeah.
let's fight some fires.
If I remember correctly, this game fucking rules.
It's all right.
I remember it being pretty good. I remember it being like kind of fun. Like, I think there's a 2-player mode, like co-op.
There is, I think. I take a second on this screen to appreciate just how kind of amazing this intro music is.
Yes. Fireman.
Human Corporation.
And then look at this, just like the graphics for the intro. They worked really hard.
Fireman.
So, this is an intro.
Holy shit. The year is 2010. That's the past. Civilization has progressed little. That's correct. Little in the last 20 years. It's winter in New York. The annual Christmas party at the Metrotech Chemical Company building is underway. The time is 6 p.m. A small fire began in the kitchen, which had been left unattended. The flames, fueled by the abundant... What is this music? Fueled by the abundant chemicals, spread rapidly throughout the building. The D Sector Fire Brigade has received an alarm and has dispatched units to the scene. Pete and Daniel are 2 of the top high-rise firefighters and have twice received commendations for their bravery. Pete is captain of his 5-person unit. Daniel, his partner, is second in command. Max, Walter, and Winona are the other members of the unit. Did my 8th graders write this story? It seems like it. As Pete's unit was first on the scene, they first talked with Metrotech's engineers about any potential hazards. Apparently, there was a large supply of the chemical Medul in the basement of the building. If the chemical should be exposed to excessive heat, there could be a tremendous explosion. The unit splits up and will attempt to collect the Medul and bring it to the roof, where the explosion will blow up the water tank and hopefully put out the fire.
That's a really sketchy plan.
Right? Pete and Daniel will enter the building through the east entrance.
And then that's where I decided, it might be over, but I'm definitely over waiting. So
Right, yeah.
Next on Rescue 911.
Right, exactly. I'll note that you couldn't progress the text, or I couldn't figure out a way to do that. So these little incidental text bits took forever.
So this game's like an action RPG, right?
I guess.
You should have utilized your Super Nintendo's fast forward function.
That's true.
Eh.
So do you have different attacks? Looks like
Yeah,
shot,
so there's
short
like
shot.
the consistent hose, there's like a misty hose, and then you can like throw like an AoE water bomb, sort of. And
You
then
left
you
fire.
say that one more time.
You left fire behind.
I left fire behind. I'm not concerned.
Okay.
The
I
fire
thought
will win,
whenever
Nikki.
You can break the windows in like a really weird paperboy fashion, so I made sure to break most of the windows.
Did he say what fragile glass?
Keep
Yes.
the fire, but destroy the windows.
So my friend has an axe and he beats the fire into submission with it. And man, I wish I could play that character. But no, I have to fight fire with water. Fucking.
What a loser. Ah, the bridge collapsed. The only way to get there is by walking in the river, says blue mustache guy.
Right?
Oh, this don't seem so bad.
It's alright. Yeah, it's not bad.
Like walking in the river, I mean.
Well, when I read that initially, I was like, okay, so we're gonna have to Oregon Trail this shit. No, beat us walk.
I love how the fire is sentient. It's so good.
Right? Oh, just wait.
I'm getting a life reading on my detector. That means nothing.
Yeah, I don't really know what, like, detector you have.
Civilization has definitely changed in 20 years.
Right, exactly.
Oh, you're leaving the life behind.
No, I can't get to it yet.
Ah, bummer.
I know.
So is there a detriment to leaving that fire behind, or are you just okay to do that?
I think I'm okay to do that. That's what they teach you in fire school. You can leave some fire. It's actually healthy for the wood.
You can't move it. Are you alone? Yes. But there may still be some people in the meeting room. Max, do you read me? Yeah, what's going on? A fire, idiot. Oh, Danny's just gonna dip, huh?
He comes back.
Damn, Daniel.
I need him and his axe power.
Whoa, Danny just like got down the skyscraper.
Right?
In like 10 seconds.
And then rubber banded the hell back up.
Yeah, Jesus.
He just threw him in a fire so that the body couldn't be found and then came back. He's gotta fight these fires, man.
Thank you, Daryl. I also agree that I'm the best firefighter.
Now here you are fighting the fire in the water closet.
Right.
Pete was wearing a red shirt and his favorite snack is chips. Agreed.
So this, be careful, the control robot is running wild.
What?
Yeah, this is 2010. What is this?
The control robot?
You blew it up with water. I can't believe we don't get to play this on SNES and Access.
I'm so sorry. I really think you'd enjoy it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, holy shit, he beat it to death.
He did? He beat the... I love it.
And so, like, you're fighting sentient fires and, like, flaming R2-D2.
Yes.
Okay. Well, like, what's your goal here? Wait, the building's architect.
Alright, cool.
Great. So when Frank Lloyd fucking Wrong shows up, like, what's he supposed to do?
It's gonna tell you which specific sconces to save.
Yeah.
You should totally chill stream this someday, even if you don't get to do it on SNES and XS. I agree.
Perhaps, yeah. Oh, God.
It's alright. The control robot stood no chance.
Why did he blow up at water?
Right?
Yeah, this game looks pretty rad, actually.
It's not terrible.
How did this not get a release in the US?
I'm right. I know, or I think there was a sequel that came out for the PlayStation in the US. Let me
What?
see.
The Firemen 2, still on fire. We left that building on fire in the last game. We didn't put out half the fires.
It's called The Firemen 2, Pete and Danny.
Oh, wow. All right.
Pete and Danny are my absolute favorite characters of all time.
Right?
Oh, you can crawl.
Wait, hold up. So it was released in North America for the PS3.
What?
Fireman 2?
Uh-huh, but it was released for the PlayStation in '95, so probably a port.
Or maybe like PlayStation Network.
Yeah. Yep, that's exactly it.
So they're going for the middle. And he's just saying, cover me, basically?
Pretty much, but then he just runs ahead. So
Right.
I don't really know how I'm protecting him from anything.
Dude,
I
he
mean,
can
Danny
run
was a
real
meteor.
fast.
Yeah, Danny's
Danny
like
has
a
the-
superhuman, and I think that's what we find out in the sequel is that he's really like part X-Men.
He's a control robot. Whatever that means.
That's why he
Right.
doesn't shoot anything with water. He only hits it with an axe.
Also, I like how, like, if you look at... Whoa. a
Oh,
fire
boss fire.
Yes, it is a boss fire, and I love it. This game is
Ah.
the best thing I think I've ever
It's
played.
dope. What? What the hell? He's just killing it with an axe.
Right?
Oh my lord.
What the hell?
I will say the controls are a little like janky.
Sure.
But god damn it, guys.
Ah, the fire blew up.
Oh my god.
You still
Fire
got
rates?
93% fires. Wow.
The firemen.
Cool. That
That's
game looks rad.
spectacular. What?
All right,
It's a lot
cool.
of fun.
Would you keep on playing it?
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
I actually had to play this 3 times because it just wouldn't record the audio, and audio is very important,
Yeah,
it is.
yeah,
It
that's
has got a
good.
kicking soundtrack.
right?
I'm singing Boss Fire like Crossfire. Boss Fire! You'll be caught up in the Boss Fire!
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice. All right. Well, do you have anything else to say about your firefighting extravaganza?
Nope.
All right. Well, in that case, guys, we've reached the end of our episode. But
It's
before we
over
sign,
already?
it is, man. We've been
Aw,
probably we're over an hour now, I
oh,
think.
golly.
Right? But that's okay. Before we sign off, we do need to know what we're gonna play next time.
Oh, we get to come back?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh yeah.
Well, next time, guys, we're going to delve into some games that we've seen before.
Oh yeah.
Sort of. Because we're going to play games that we love, except not quite. Games that rip off games that we love. Clones, knockoffs.
Oh.
Games that are faking other games' funk.
So Super Mario Brothers 2.
Fuck you. Super Mario Brothers 2 is a pure baby.
Okay.
It's too good for your world.
Sure. So, all right. So that's what you got to look forward to, guys. Rip-off games coming up in
Yeah.
about 2 weeks. But until then, Cartridge Blowers has to say goodnight. I'm Cody Coleman. With me, as always, Nikki Wright
Bye.
and Matt Crua.
Goodbye.
Until next time, don't die. But Matt, they should do something. What is it? All right. Nope. We're not doing it. All right. Goodbye, everybody. Bye.
Keep on blowing.